As I started to have a family, I needed to be able to build a relationship with my son early on. And I'm very, very, very proud of the relationship that my son and I have. And it's a bond that like I could have never fathomed or imagined that I would have. But I tell you, like, for the young man that he is right now and who he continues to become, I don't get a sense of pride over like we all have our own sense of pride, but when I say like where CJ is and where he's going, I look at that and I really feel like I had a hand in shaping that. Whereas a lot of the things you kind of can't take credit for, and he is his own person. But I feel like I've laid so much foundation, bringing it all back into him. And so when I see it now, I mean, his whole life, we've just heard how much of a great student he is. Like when we first moved here to Texas, I mean, 3 different school districts in 3 years. And every single one, he was honor roll, principal's award, like top, like not just like low, like honor roll, right? When we were growing up, that was a thing. But like you know the difference when you like valedictorian, honor roll, when you at the top versus when you like, yo, I'm a good student. And he's always been at the top. And so I'm very proud of that. But I think it all goes back to that foundation word and me understanding that I had to become what he needed to see, right? First and foremost. And that's kind of where it's been. And to answer your other question about what do I think I missed out on, a little bit more direct, I think that there's a lot of trauma that I experienced that I missed on how. There's a song out there by Music Soul Child, and it says, "Teach me how to love." Right? I don't know. My mom always loved me. Right? I never was deprived of love and support by my mom nor my grandma. But I don't know that I was ever taught how to love as a man. I don't know that I was ever taught how to show affection. And that's something that I would say I still struggle with. Right, because I didn't see what that looked like, right? And it's so funny because I can't remember who, it was actually on a podcast I just did last week where a guy had said, like, how did you learn how to become a husband or a father that your kids needed to see, seeing as you were never exposed to it? And that kind of brought me back. I don't know that I had the right answer for it, but that's for another part. I don't want to just kind of allow you to, but so that's what I would say is a big thing that I missed out on by not having an older brother, a dad specifically.
I also grew up without a present father. He just did not want to be there at all, like from the beginning. And I do think that girls need dads just as much. So you're a girl dad and a boy dad. And I do want to say, like, acknowledgement. I've encountered CJ in person a couple times. Great kid. All of the stories and even like some of the tougher moments that you told me about, like how he was responding to his little sister like last year and like kind of calling her annoying when she had this like big light, and the way in which you address that and having him think of what is her perspective, like she really loves you, right, as her big brother. And so the way in which that comes out is like this: you never want to dim her light with your words or with your actions. So hearing that before I met him, and then coming to the house and spending some time and then seeing how they interact, she's still, the light is not dim, okay? Like for her at all. And the way in which he interacted with her was amazing. I'm like, that lesson, like really, I don't think he was like putting on a show for me. You could tell that was very genuine, where him and his friend are there and they treated Jada, who's like 7 years younger than them, like a human being, you know, like not like, oh, I got to get away from my annoying little sister. It was like, we're all having lunch, we're all cooking, they came down, they're hanging out, and it was great. And so being able to see almost a through line of that really powerful lesson, something I hadn't even considered because my kids are so young, is really cool. But also thinking about the other piece of what you talked about is being fatherless and not knowing how to love, and I don't think I fully recognized what I did not learn until like 30s. And I'm 40 now, and like really sitting and thinking about what didn't I learn and where else did I have to learn it, and maybe what have I still not learned. Someone actually asked me last night on a TikTok live stream, where did you learn how to love? I said, my grandma, you know, and I said, you know, my grandma and then my kids. And I said, but what I didn't really learn in a great way was like, what does like a paternal or platonic love look like from a male. I had to learn how to protect myself, or how do I act, because all I knew from a woman's perspective and what they're teaching you is that boys are bad. They're only out for one thing and you got to protect yourself. So I spent a lot of time like, okay, a man either is supposed to protect me or like I'm supposed to fall in love with him, I guess. I'm not really interested in any of that, so I'm just gonna be weird, right? And like not really know how to interact until I got some really great guy friends who have shown me what it's like to be loved and supported, taking me to doctor's appointments, right? Like when, you know, I have a porphyria flare, and sitting there asking the questions and like handling things like I would expect a brother, a father, a friend to do, like, and then following up with me after I got home and then saying, no, you're actually not driving yourself home. You are hyper independent and that's actually not a good thing. I got you. And by the way, here's some meal prep because you actually need to be taken care of. And I got you some flowers with a like really thoughtful card. And you're like, oh my gosh, that is love. That's not romantic love. That is like fatherly, brotherly, uncle love, which I did not realize, I didn't learn until I intentionally started to build those relationships.